Good afternoon. We are here this afternoon for a virtual town hall meeting regarding an officer-involved shooting that occurred on November 17th, 2020 on the 800 block of Market Street in the city and county of San Francisco. Before I move forward, I'd like to announce to our viewing and listening audience that we have sign language interpretation services here this afternoon to assist persons who are deaf or hard of hearing. Also, this town hall is being translated in Spanish and Cantonese for members of the community who speak those languages. In this presentation, you will see and hear details of an officer-involved shooting incident that resulted in life-threatening injuries to Mr. Antonio Estrada. We recognize the traumatic impact that officer-involved shootings have on members of our communities at large. With that said, to any of our viewers or members of the community who are experiencing trauma from this incident or from the information or images presented here during this town hall, you can contact the San Francisco Department of Public Health crisis line at 415-970-3800 for trauma services. With that said, here is what we hope to accomplish today. First and foremost, tonight is about transparency. It is our intention to release the known facts involving the incident in a non-judgmental way. As we release the facts, I'd like to emphasize that this is an ongoing investigation, and as such, there are some facts that we cannot release today because we either do not have the answers at this point and/or the release of certain information is prohibited by law or could compromise this investigation. Next, there was body-worn camera footage that captured this incident. For those of you here tonight or this afternoon who may not be familiar with the San Francisco Police Department's body-worn camera policy, our Department General Order 10.11 states the following in part. It is the goal of the San Francisco Police Department to release body-worn camera recordings to the greatest extent possible unless disclosure would A, endanger the safety of a witness or another person involved in the investigation, B, jeopardize the successful completion of an investigation, or C, violate local, state, and/or federal laws, including but not limited to the right of privacy. Those three standards determine whether it is appropriate to release body-worn camera footage. In this case, based on the assessment of those three standards, we have determined that it is appropriate to release body-worn camera footage of this incident this afternoon. I'd like to remind everyone that video evidence is only a portion of the evidence to consider when making both legal and administrative conclusions on an officer-involved shooting. While video recordings obtained from body-worn cameras or any other recording device provide an objective record of the recorded event, it is understood that video recordings provide a limited perspective. In fact, there are many other factors to consider, including witness statements, physical evidence, forensic analysis, to name a few. We are releasing video evidence at this stage of the investigation for transparency and not in an effort to make final conclusions. Although transparency has been the mantra of our officer-involved shooting investigations for several years now, this level of transparency is consistent with the recently passed California transparency legislation, Senate Bill 1421. All of the information that we are releasing in this town hall, including the video footage, will be posted on the SFPD website at sanfranciscopolice.org and made available to the public. The San Francisco Police Department directives mandate that we release the names of the officer or officers involved in an officer-involved shooting within 10 days of the incident unless there are safety concerns. In this case, we have conducted a safety assessment and have not discovered any safety concerns. Therefore, the names of the officers will be released later in this presentation by Commander Robert O'Sullivan. Next, I would like to explain the investigative processes for officer-involved shootings. San Francisco has a multi-agency response to officer-involved shootings, and each agency's investigations is independent. First, immediately after an officer-involved shooting occurs, representatives from the San Francisco Police Department's Investigative Services Detail, the District Attorney's Office Independent Investigations Bureau, also known as IIB, and the Department of Police Accountability, also known as DPA, are all notified. All notified agencies send the appropriate representatives to respond to the scene to conduct their respective independent investigations. As far as the investigative process goes, there are 5 investigative processes. First, the SFPD Investigative Services Detail is the investigative unit responsible for investigating the underlying criminal activity that led up to the officer-involved shooting. In this case, the underlying criminal activity involved allegations of an arson, brandishing a knife, and potentially an assault with a deadly weapon, a knife, which you will hear about shortly. The second investigative process is the SFPD Internal Affairs Division. Internal Affairs Division is responsible for conducting an administrative investigation to determine the officers involved, if the officers involved met the standards and requirements of SFPD policy. The Investigative Services Detail and the Internal Affairs investigations run parallel, but each has a distinct focus and each maintains an internal firewall to comply with legal standards and requirements. The third investigative process is that of the District Attorney's Office. The District Attorney's Office Independent Investigations Bureau, or IIB. IIB is involved from the onset of the investigation to determine the legality of the officer-involved shooting. Based on their independent investigation and review, the District Attorney of the County of San Francisco will make the final decision as to whether the officer's actions complied with the laws of the state of California. The fourth investigative process is the investigation of the Department of Police Accountability, DPA. The DPA is mandated by Ballot Measure D of June 2016 to investigate all San Francisco Police Department incidents in which an SFPD officer discharges a weapon within the course and scope of their duties, and that discharge results in injury to or death of the subject. The fifth investigative process is that of the medical examiner's office. The medical examiner has the responsibility of conducting an on-scene investigation as well as custody of and collection of evidence from a deceased person if an officer-involved shooting results in a fatality. The medical examiner also has the responsibility to conduct an autopsy to determine cause of death and report the findings. In this incident, although Mr. Estrada sustained life-threatening injuries, there was no loss of life. Therefore, no investigation was initiated by the medical examiner. Next, Commander Robert O'Sullivan will discuss the facts of this incident, including the facts you will see shortly from video evidence. We will then hear any comments you have. Also, I'd like to point out that we take community feedback very seriously, and based on feedback from our prior officer-involved shooting town halls, we will also take questions and answer those questions which we can answer today. I would like to point out again that this town hall is not meant to arrive at conclusions regarding this investigation, so we will not be able to answer questions regarding investigative conclusions today. We will allocate 1 hour for public comments and questions and schedule to conclude this town hall at 6 p.m. Thank you very much for listening today. And now, Commander Robert O'Sullivan. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The information provided today regarding these events is based on a preliminary review of body-worn camera and surveillance video, initial statements and interviews, and evidence processed to this point. The officer-involved shooting, or OIS, that occurred on Tuesday, November 17, 2020, was preceded by 2 incidents. The first, in which the suspect, identified as Antonio Estrada, committed an arson of an inhabited dwelling, and the second, in which Mr. Estrada engaged in an armed confrontation with a knife. Both incidents occurred in the Tenderloin Police District of San Francisco. The incident involving the knife occurred in close proximity to the officer-involved shooting, both in location and time. The precise chronology of these events remains a focus of ongoing investigations. As these investigations unfold, we expect to learn more details. The following, however, summarizes events understood as of today, Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. On Tuesday, November 17th at approximately 3:46 p.m., the San Francisco Department of Emergency Management, also known as DEM, received a call regarding a fire on the 400 block of Ellis Street. While on the second floor of the building, an individual, identified as Witness 1, smelled the odor of gasoline emanating from one of the apartments. Witness 1 advised a second individual, Witness 2, and the two responded to the apartment to inquire about the odor. Both witnesses made contact with the resident of the apartment, who was later identified as Antonio Estrada. Mr. Estrada opened the door and ran out of the apartment, holding a frying pan in his left hand and a screwdriver in his right hand. As Mr. Estrada held the frying pan in his hand, one of the witnesses noticed that the cooking surface of the pan was on fire. Once outside his apartment, Mr. Estrada poured gasoline from a red gas can onto the hallway floor. Mr. Estrada then bent down and dropped an unknown object onto the floor, at which time the gasoline ignited in flames. Mr. Estrada then left the building. The San Francisco Police Fire Department arrived on scene and extinguished the fire. Officers from Tenderloin Station also arrived at the scene to investigate the circumstances of the fire, as did members of the San Francisco Fire Department, San Francisco Police Department Arson Task Force. Officers located the red gas can on the hallway floor in front of Mr. Estrada's open apartment door. Officers observed that the inside of the apartment was charred, and they smelled the distinct odor of gasoline coming from the room. Officers reviewed building surveillance footage of the second floor hallway, and they observed a large explosion erupt from the area of Mr. Estrada's apartment. The squall of the fire that emerged from the area of Mr. Estrada's apartment covered the entire view of the surveillance camera, as you will observe in the footage we'll show shortly. A third individual, Witness 3, showed officers a photo of Mr. Estrada that Witness 3 had captured on a cell phone. In the photo, Mr. Estrada is wearing a gray long-sleeve shirt, black Adidas pants with 3 stripes on the side, black shoes, and is holding a frying pan in his left hand. Officers searched the area for Mr. Estrada and were unable to locate him at the time. At 5:09 p.m., approximately 1 hour and 25 minutes after the arson was first reported, the Department of Emergency Management received multiple 911 calls regarding male subjects fighting in the area of Market and 5th Streets. One of the subjects was reported to have a large knife and carrying a frying pan. Callers described the subject to DEM as a Latino or mixed-race male wearing a gray sweater and black pants with white stripes on the side. A witness, who was standing outside of 865 Market Street at the time of the fight, recorded cell phone video of the incident. The video shows the following. Mr. Estrada was standing on Market Street near the Powell Street cable car turnaround, holding a large knife in his right hand and a frying pan in his left hand. Mr. Estrada held the knife in an overhanded or stabbing grip. 3 unknown males appeared to surround Mr. Estrada in the middle of the street. One of the unknown males had a closed umbrella, and another unknown male had what appeared to be a camping chair, and both were swinging the respective objects at Mr. Estrada. Mr. Estrada took a fighting stance position and swung the frying pan and the knife at the males. Mr. Estrada repeatedly raised the knife above his head and made stabbing motions towards the male with the umbrella and the male with the camping chair. At one point, the unknown male with the umbrella is seen running away from Mr. Estrada, who chases the man while making multiple downward stabbing attempts from behind. It is unclear from this video if the unknown males were seeking to disarm Mr. Estrada or if they were all mutually engaged in an altercation. At approximately 5:12 p.m., Tenderloin Station patrol officers arrived on the 800 block of Market Street and encountered Mr. Estrada in the street in front of 835 Market Street. At this time, the officers were unaware of Mr. Estrada's involvement in the arson. The first officer was equipped with a 12-gauge extended range impact weapon, also known as an ERIW, which deploys less lethal super sock beanbag projectiles. The second officer was equipped with his department-issued firearm. Mr. Estrada was armed with a knife in his right hand and a frying pan in his left hand. Officers immediately ordered Mr. Estrada to drop the knife. However, he refused to comply with their multiple commands. Mr. Estrada repeatedly raised the knife above his head in a stabbing motion. Officers continued to order Mr. Estrada to, quote, drop the knife. He responded, F you. Mr. Estrada then stepped onto the sidewalk and started walking eastbound while brandishing the knife above his head in a stabbing motion. The first officer deployed his ERIW at Mr. Estrada, which had no effect upon him. Mr. Estrada then ran directly at the first officer with the knife in his right hand and frying pan in his left hand. The second officer then discharged his firearm at Mr. Estrada. Mr. Estrada fell to the sidewalk and dropped the frying pan, but did not drop the knife. The second officer immediately broadcast that he had been involved in a shooting and requested medical assistance for Mr. Estrada's injuries. Two additional Tenderloin Station patrol officers, Officers 3 and 4, arrived on scene as the first and second officers engaged Mr. Estrada. The third officer was equipped with another less lethal weapon, a 40-millimeter extended range impact weapon. This weapon deploys less lethal foam baton projectiles. The fourth officer was equipped with his department-issued firearm. Mr. Estrada, while lying on the sidewalk and holding the knife in his right hand, retrieved the frying pan and attempted to stand up. Officers ordered Mr. Estrada several more times to drop the knife and to stay down on the ground. Mr. Estrada did not comply and continued attempting to stand while saying, no, F you. The first and third officers deployed the respective ERIWs at Mr. Estrada as he was rising to his feet. The less lethal projectiles again proved ineffective, as Mr. Estrada still did not drop the knife or the frying pan and succeeded in standing upright. The fourth officer then discharged his firearm at Mr. Estrada. Mr. Estrada again fell to the sidewalk, but again did not drop the knife. The fourth officer immediately broadcast that he had been involved in a shooting, that he and other officers were giving the suspect verbal commands, but that Mr. Estrada was non-compliant. Officers continued giving multiple commands to Mr. Estrada to drop the knife and to stay down. Mr. Estrada, however, did not comply and rose to his knees, still holding the knife in his right hand and the frying pan in his left hand. Officers deployed an additional less lethal super sock beanbag projectiles and foam baton projectiles at Mr. Estrada, but these continued to be ineffective. As Mr. Estrada was on his knees and not complying with multiple orders to drop the knife, officers deployed department-issued Sabre Red OC, a brand of pepper spray, at Mr. Estrada. Mr. Estrada did not drop the knife or the frying pan. Mr. Estrada, still kneeling, dropped the frying pan and hunched over while still clutching the knife in his right hand. Officers continued giving him commands to drop the knife. Officers then utilized a patrol vehicle and positioned it between themselves and Mr. Estrada. As officers were positioning the patrol vehicle, Mr. Estrada straightened his upper body and again raised the knife to his head and shoulder level. An additional less lethal projectile was deployed at Mr. Estrada, which was ineffective as he still did not drop the knife. Mr. Estrada then laid down on his left side while he clutched the knife in his right hand, which he periodically brought to his head and shoulder level. Officers continued giving Mr. Estrada commands to drop the knife. An additional less lethal foam baton projectile was deployed at Mr. Estrada, but he did not drop the knife. A San Francisco Sheriff's Department lieutenant, who was on duty nearby at the time, heard the incident on his radio. He and another Sheriff's Department deputy responded to the scene. Once on scene, the SFSD lieutenant and SFPD officers assembled a team to approach Mr. Estrada from the rear, from westbound Market Street on the sidewalk. An SFPD supervisor authorized the SFSD lieutenant to use his taser. One officer was designated to give Mr. Estrada commands. The officer announced to all personnel on scene that the sheriff's lieutenant was in possession of a taser. Officers equipped with ballistic shields, ERIWs, and firearms, together with the sheriff's lieutenant equipped with a taser, approached Mr. Estrada, whose back was facing them. Mr. Estrada was laying on his left side and clutching the knife in his right hand. At 5:29 p.m., approximately 8 minutes after the incident began, the sheriff's lieutenant deployed the taser at Mr. Estrada, who then dropped the knife. This allowed SFPD officers to restrain Mr. Estrada and provide him first aid. Officers placed 2 tourniquets and an occlusive dressing on Mr. Estrada and were relieved by San Francisco Fire Department medics. Additional information. It was determined that Mr. Estrada was struck by gunfire and less lethal projectiles. Mr. Estrada was provided medical aid at the scene and transported to a local hospital. He was hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Evidence. Evidence was located at the arson and officer-involved shooting scenes. Evidence recovered included the suspect's knife, frying pan, and screwdriver. 5 bullet casings and 11 less lethal projectiles were also recovered from the scene. Video. Video was recovered from multiple sources, including the following: body-worn cameras, privately owned surveillance cameras, smartphones, and Muni video. Additional video is being sought by investigators. Witnesses. Independent witnesses to both the arson and officer-involved shooting were located and have been interviewed. Additional witnesses are being sought by investigators. The suspect. The suspect has been identified as Antonio Estrada, date of birth May 28, 1994. Mr. Estrada was arrested for the following violations: 245(c) of the California Penal Code, assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts. 417(a)(1) of the California Penal Code, exhibition of a deadly weapon. 148(a)(1) of the California Penal Code, resisting, delaying, or obstructing a peace officer. 451(b) of the California Penal Code, arson of a structure. And lastly, 453(a) of the California Penal Code, possession of a flammable substance with intent to set fire to any structure. Involved members. The members involved in this officer-involved shooting are Officer Joseph Toomey and Officer Ryan Thompson. In accordance with department policy, all members involved in an OIS are immediately placed on paid administrative leave. Additional investigations. The Independent Investigation Bureau, also referred to as IIB, of the San Francisco District Attorney's Office is conducting a criminal investigation of the officer-involved shooting. The San Francisco Police Department Investigative Services Detail is conducting an investigation of crimes ancillary to the officer-involved shooting. Both the San Francisco PD Internal Affairs Division and the Department of Police Accountability are conducting administrative investigations. The San Francisco Fire Department, San Francisco Police Department, Arson Task Force is investigating the arson on the 400 block of Ellis Street. We're now going to transition to the multimedia phase of our presentation. Today's presentation is provided in a multimedia format. In an effort to provide a transparent and comprehensive perspective of this incident, the SFPD will provide 911 calls, police dispatch audio, body-worn camera video, bystander smartphone video, still photos, crime scene investigation photos, maps, and related visual aids. During the course of this incident, approximately 85 body-worn camera videos were generated by responding officers. Multiple sources of video and audio exist, totaling hundreds of hours of footage. Our presentation today consists of relevant known video and audio at this time, but is not intended to provide all photos, videos, or testimonial information related to this investigation. We will now provide a chronological presentation of this incident using these multimedia sources. The majority of the videos shown are in their raw form, and are shown as provided to SFPD by bystanders and witnesses. At select points, to increase the transparency for viewers, the weapons of both the officers and the suspect have been enhanced to allow for better perspective of this incident. Please note that this presentation, the enhanced video, and the raw video will all be available on the SFPD website immediately following this town hall event. Prior to the beginning of each segment of audio or video, we will provide a brief description to orient the viewer to time, place, and location of the content about to be shown. Okay, thanks. I'm going to read this. We will now play 2 911 calls related to the arson. As noted in the earlier description, this series of incidents began with 2 calls for service in the 400 block of Ellis Street at 3:38 p.m. We will now provide both 911 calls regarding the fire at this location. This audio was provided to the SFPD from the San Francisco Department of Emergency Management, commonly referred to as DEM. DEM provides dispatch services for the fire and police departments in San Francisco. This arson incident occurred at 3:38 p.m. This is approximately 1 hour and 25 minutes before the knife incident that was reported on Market and 5th Streets at 5:09 p.m.
San Francisco 911, police, fire,
Can
medical.
you send the police and can you send the fire? Somebody just ran out of here with a skillet, and they were fighting in the hallway, and the fire alarms are going off.
Okay, who's fighting in the hallway and what did they
I
pull
don't
the fire
know. There
alarm?
was a Mexican guy. I don't know. He's a Mexican guy. He was curly hair. He's about 5'8". He has a jean jacket on and gray sweats, and he's running down the street with a skillet in his hand.
Okay, we'll get the police and the fire department out there for you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
We will now play the second 911 call that was received from the arson incident in the 400 block of Ellis Street, which was also received at 3:38 p.m.
San Francisco 911, what's the exact location?
It's a fire right now in the hallway of some building on Ellis. Address is yelling out the window. Yeah, somebody yelling out the window. It's a fire in the hallway.
Do you see any flames or smoke?
No, I don't right now. But it's somebody yelling out the window saying it's
Okay.
a fire on the second
What's your
floor.
name? What's your name? And what's your phone number?
Some dude look like he about to jump out the window.
Stay on the line, you okay?
Hmm?
You said this is the second floor?
Yeah, they just the second floor. Somebody hanging out the window.
Oh, okay, stay on the line.
Like he's standing on a ledge. And the people rushing out the building.
Stay on the line, okay? Stay on the line. Is that the alarm I'm hearing in the background?
Yeah.
All right, stay on the line here, all right? Okay, I do got the fire department on the way there, okay? I just need to ask you a few questions, all right?
Yep.
You said you do not see flames or smoke, though?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
But it's a guy. The guy yelling out the window said that the second hallway is on fire.
All right, stay on the line. All right, I'm just updating these the fire department that's coming to you, okay?
Mhm.
You're outside, obviously, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, this building
I don't
is
live at the building.
okay, it's an apartment building? Stay on the line here, all right? Can you tell me about how many floors you see?
They got 5 floors in the site.
Five? Five? Okay.
Yeah.
Stay on the line here, all right? And you said they're evacuating the building?
They're evacuating the building, but people stuck on the second floor, obviously.
Okay.
Because everybody keep yelling at the windows at people.
Okay. Okay. It's just a yes or no question there, all right?
No, I hear the fire truck.
Perfect.
No, yeah, they're pulling up.
All right, I'm going to let you go then.
All right.
The following is a short surveillance video provided from the interior hallway of the apartment building where the arson incident took place. The next incident in this series occurred at 5:08 p.m., approximately 1 hour and 25 minutes after the arson incident. At 5:08 p.m., the Department of Emergency Management began receiving multiple 911 calls regarding a confrontation with a knife that was occurring on the 800 block of Market Street. We will now play 3 of those 911 calls that were received at this location between 5:08 and 5:13 p.m. These calls were received from witnesses who described the behavior of a subject who was later identified as Mr. Estrada.
Tuesday, November
San Francisco 911, what's the exact location of your emergency?
The corner of Market Street and 5th Street. There's 2 guys fighting, and one of them has a knife. They're in the middle of the street right now.
Okay, there are 2 guys fighting, one has a knife, they're in the middle of the street?
Yeah. Yeah, one's like a Hispanic. They're like young guys, and one's got a knife. And he's running around, and he's trying to fight this other guy.
The one with the knife, what race is he?
It looks like he's Mexican. He has a long knife.
Long
Or a frying pan.
okay.
It's a frying pan.
It's actually a frying
And
pan, no knife?
Oh, he has a knife and a frying pan.
Okay, listen
They're
to me.
right at the
Listen,
intersection. Yeah, they're
Sir,
right
I
at the
know, I
intersection.
didn't get a description.
Okay.
Police are already on their way. Latin male. the one
Okay,
with
he's
the
wearing
knife.
a gray sweater, black pants with white stripes on the side, and the other black guy is wearing like black sweatpants. There's like 3 of them trying to get
All
this
right,
guy
give
with
me
a
one
knife
moment. So the one with the knife has a big knife, how big?
Yeah. It's
big?
about 6 inches, 6 or 7 inches.
Knife? Okay,
Yeah,
give me one
he-
moment, police
they're right-
are on their way.
Yeah, they're right in front of the
There's 2
Westfield Mall
other males.
entrance.
Okay, in front of the Westfield Mall,
Yeah,
in the middle of the street?
yeah. The man's proceeding towards. Yeah, he's still in front of the Westfield Mall door.
Okay, so it's 2 other males involved. One is a black melado. How
Yeah,
old
the
is
other
he?
3 are black. The other 3 are black. They're about in their 20s or 30s.
Okay.
Yeah,
So is it, so 3 black males, 20s to 30s?
yeah.
Okay.
And one guy looks like he's Hispanic. He's walking down the street now. He's moving away
Is that the
down
one with the
towards
knife?
4th Street. Yeah, the guy that's with the knife. He's moving down towards 4th Street now. Now he's in the middle of the
Walking
street.
on the
Yeah,
market down towards
Yeah.
4th?
towards 4th. Yes. Oh, there's a cop right there, I think, or a
What?
security guard.
Is
I think there's a
security
cop
guard?
here already. He sees him. Yeah, there's a security guard or a cop right here.
Are they in an
The
unmarked
guy with the
vehicle
badge.
or,
No, he's just on foot.
oh, he's on foot. Okay, give me one moment.
Yeah.
And so were they physically fighting, sir, or what happened?
Yes. Yeah, they were not sparring or something. He didn't really hit him or anything with
Okay.
it. They were just running around in circles. But he has a really long knife.
Okay. And where is he at
All
right
right.
now?
Right now, he's headed down towards 4th Street.
Still on market towards 4th?
Yeah, he's on the sidewalk. He's slowly heading towards 4th Street.
And does he still have the knife in what hand?
Yes, ma'am.
What
His right hand, and he has a frying pan in his left hand.
Give me one moment. Anyone injured?
No. As far as I know, no.
Okay.
Those three black guys are trying to fucking corral him again.
Okay, give me
They're
one
running
moment,
around,
okay?
but they're making their way towards the intersection of 4th Street and Market.
What's the description of one of the black males? What is he wearing?
They're all wearing like sweats. There's a cop car going over there right now. Thanks.
Okay, he sees him.
Not
Okay,
right
yeah,
now because he's
yeah.
behind the buses.
The
It's towards
officer,
his right.
The officer got it.
Yeah.
He called.
Okay, he got it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Tuesday, November
San Francisco 911, what's the location emergency?
20,
This is San Francisco 911, hello?
09 seconds.
Let's get the like response number. As you heard, we'll attempt to call back.
There's a guy with a knife out there.
Hello?
17, 10,
Hello?
and
Okay, good. That's been going on for a while.
Hello?
There he is with a knife.
Hello?
Oh my God. They
Hello?
were out there fighting with it. He kept chasing people.
Hello?
There was a guy out there with a knife and he was chasing people. There was a big fight with like 8 people out there and they were kept provoking him and he kept running at him.
Just gonna do a response. We'll attempt to call back.
Hello?
Hi, this is San Francisco 911. Your phone called us. Do you have emergency?
Hi, there was just this big fight outside with a guy with a knife and it was like
Where?
5 people. What's this address again? 865. It's right outside, it was right outside 865 Market Street.
Okay, it looks like there's multiple callers. Do you have a description of the guy with the knife?
He was Asian, about 5'4",
Okay,
and he
roughly
had
how
a gray sweater.
November 17, 2000.
And you know roughly how old he was?
17, 12,
He looked like he was in his mid-30s.
seconds.
Mid-30s? Okay, and do you know how long the knife was?
Oh my gosh, it was pretty big. It was like a 7-inch knife, and it was wide.
Okay, do you still see him or no?
20,
No, I'm inside the store now because he was coming in my direction, and I took cover in the store, and they locked the doors behind me, and he walked past the store.
30,
Got it. Okay, all right. And your name? Phone number?
7, and
Okay.
49.
Okay. Okay, all right. Did you want to meet the police about this incident or no?
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay, they'll give you a call if they need to, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No problem. Bye-bye.
November
Bye.
17. Tuesday.
Come inside.
What's the exact location of your emergency?
Hello, there's a guy outside the Westfield Mall. He's having a knife.
10,
Okay, what's your location, sir?
17,
The Westfield Mall on Market and 5th. And
One
there
more
are a
time for the
bunch of
location.
guys.
One more time for the location?
Westfield Mall, what's the address?
Okay.
30 seconds.
Can you give me a
Hey,
description
what's
of
the
him?
address here?
Right?
What's the
Okay.
address?
Okay, can you give me a description of him? Is he white, Asian, land, black? What is he?
He looks like
10,
365 Market Street.
Okay. Give me a description of him. Is he white, Asian, land,
So
black?
he's curly haired, light skin.
Okay, what is he? White, Asian, land, black?
50 seconds.
Not sure. He looks mixed race.
Okay.
And there are a bunch
Okay,
of
how
guys
old is he?
surrounding
20s,
him.
30s, 40s? How old is he?
Yeah, 20.
Okay, how tall is he?
About
0 seconds.
How tall is
5
he?
feet 9. 5 feet 9.
Okay. Is slim, medium, or large
and he has
build?
Say again?
Slim, medium, or large build?
Slim, medium.
Medium
And
build.
there
Okay.
are
What's he
5
wearing?
30,
He's wearing a black sweatpants and gray full sleeve pullover.
seconds.
Gray shirt?
Yeah, gray full shirt. And there are 3,
Which
4
hand is
black
he holding?
guys
Okay, which
surrounding
hand is he holding the knife in?
17, 11,
The knife on the right hand and a pan on the left hand.
Okay, how big is the knife?
It's like a 12-inch, big, really big knife. And there are some black guys surrounding him and taunting him.
Okay.
So now they're moved towards Ferry Building. They're in front
So
of the
they're walking
building.
on market?
Yeah, market
Okay.
away from Westfield. Yeah,
Okay.
So
So
now
on
they're
Market
outside
headed
the roller.
towards the Ferry
Yeah.
building?
Ferry building. Yeah, yeah. And they are on the street now. I see some cops there already.
Okay. Let me know if you see the officers with them, okay? I'm going to stay online with
Okay.
you, okay? What's your name?
Okay.
2, 5,
My name is
17, 12, and 10. 17, 12, and 20
Okay.
seconds.
so
you
now
still
the
see them now?
officers have surrounded him.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
they've surrounded
okay.
him.
17, 12,
Okay. Did you want to talk to the officer, sir? Okay, sir. Hello?
17, 12, and
Hello, sir?
20 seconds.
So they just shot him.
Okay. Can you stick around and talk to the officers after this?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Where are you going to be at?
I'm near the officers.
What address are you at?
17, 13, and seconds.
It's in front of the James Flood building.
What address are you in front of?
I can't see the numbers here.
Okay, it's fine.
20,
Okay. Just stay in a safe place, okay, sir?
10
Okay,
seconds.
okay.
Okay. Call us back if you get any new information, okay?
Okay, so
Okay,
can I
bye-bye.
get off the phone now? Or
Okay.
bye.
Yeah, you can. Bye-bye.
The following is a cell phone video of the events that occurred near the time the 911 calls were received. This video will be played once in the manner in which it was received. The video will then be played a second time, highlighted in locations to identify specific objects that are visible to the viewer. The video is taken from the south side of the 800 block of Market Street, facing north.
It's across the street, so this has at the end of the day, police are supposed to already be out.
In the following segments, we will play police dispatch audio, body-worn camera, and cell phone video of the SFPD response to this incident. During the response, officers utilized multiple force options, which we will briefly show now to orient the viewer to the force options they will see and hear during the following segments. SFPD officers are trained to deploy the following less lethal weapons while paired with an officer equipped with a lethal force option. This less lethal cover officer is designated to protect the This lethal cover officer is designated to protect the less lethal cover officer and have ready to deploy, if necessary, lethal force options. This is an SFPD-issued extended range impact weapon, also known as an ERIW. The ERIW is a less lethal force option which deploys a less lethal super sock beanbag projectile, also known as a beanbag. The ERIW is recognizable in the following videos by the orange stock and foregrip. This is an SFPD-issued 40-millimeter less lethal extended-range impact weapon. This ERIW deploys a less lethal foam baton projectile. It is recognizable in the following videos by the increased diameter barrel with orange stripes. This is a photograph of the projectiles from the ERIW and the 40-millimeter ERIW. On the left is the standard ERIW Super Sock projectile, also commonly referred to as a beanbag projectile. This projectile is discharged from the ERIW with the orange stock in foregrip. The projectile on the right is the 40-millimeter foam baton projectile. This projectile is discharged from the ERIW with the large diameter barrel with the orange stripes. During the audio and video recordings, the sounds of less lethal weapons are heard being deployed. Please note that the deployment of less lethal weapons sounds very similar to the sound of gunfire. We will now play a radio transmission from the incident on the 800 block of Market Street. This audio was provided by the Department of Emergency Management and consists of the radio transmission of multiple officers involved in this incident. The audio consists of their observations, coordination of resources, and associated actions from dispatch to the emergency medical response. A still photo of the incident map and associated area will be shown for perspective. You will hear several communications by officers for assistance with managing the large crowd which was present at the time of this incident.
2, name for ID 419, 222, Market and 5th.
2020, 17, 0, 9, and 32 seconds.
12, David Sam, copy. All we have so far is 2 males fighting. One has a knife in its back. 11, David. 11, David, copy. Waiting on description.
17, 0, 9, and 52.
Don 11, David, CIT, RIW. Copy, 11, David, CIT, RIW, 100 to acknowledge.
17, 10, and 0.
Don 1, 2, copy.
seconds.
1, 2, thank you. 222 being described as a Latin male, gray sweater, black pants with white stripes, and he's got a big knife and a frying pan. Knife described as about 6-inch blade. What's the 20 of that?
17, 10,
Market and 5th.
22 seconds.
The subjects are in the middle of the street in front of Westfield, possibly 3 other BMs involved as well.
Units on the A party 222 on Market and 5th. Just be advised, the 222 is walking on Market towards 4th in the middle of the street. Again, he's a Latin male adult wearing a gray sweater, black pants with white stripes on the side, big knife and a frying pan, 6-inch knife.
2020, 17, 11, and 32 seconds. 17, 12, and
I got a code 33.
seconds.
3 John 13 David is requesting a code 33, has 2 suspects in the middle of the road. What's your 20?
17, 12, and 12 seconds.
John 13 David confirming, are you at Market and 5th or do you have an updated 20?
Code 33, we have one at gunpoint, 35 Market Street.
November
What at gunpoint?
2,
35 Market Street.
32.
Needs an ambulance. Shots fired, need an ambulance, code 3.
Charlie, put us on that road, please.
3 John 12 Charlie, copy.
12 and 52 seconds.
6 John, put me on it.
9 X-ray 6 John, copy.
Code 3, 835 Market Street.
2
35 Market. Units clear the air, 835 Market.
Safe Avenue of approach, what is it?
To Safe Avenue of approach. Last unit 10-9. What's the Safe Avenue of approach?
2 seconds.
John 11, David. Still not compliant. Shots have been fired. OIS.
Still not compliant.
Shut down Market Street between 5th and 4th.
Shut down Market between 5th and 4th.
2 seconds.
Subject still trying to get up in advance on us.
Subject still trying to get up in advance on him.
17, and
He's raising the knife as he's trying to...
Raising the knife.
Multiple UIW rounds being deployed.
17, 14, and 20.
ERW is deployed.
Safe Avenue from 5th Street.
November
Safe avenue of approach is from 5th Street.
20, 17, 14, and 32 seconds.
340 deployed, no effect.
Deployed, no effect.
17, 14, and...
Hey, John 12 David, let's get a shield up here.
3 John 12 David's requesting a shield.
Put us on this, on our run on Mark. We're giving him command to drop the knife.
What's your name?
Line with fuck you.
Copy, not compliant.
John 213. Hey, John.
Multiple units on the air.
Guns on. I need people for crowd control.
20,
We need more units for crowd control.
15, and 32 seconds. 50,
Hey, John 12 David, can we get a few more shields?
3 John 12 David requesting more shields.
17, 16, and 02 seconds.
Hey, anyone that's available, get cars up here. I want cars up here blocking the east side and the west side of the suspect.
17,
Cars
16,
needed to
and
block the east side and the west side of the suspect.
John 213, I'm on scene. We're moving a car up to put it between us and the suspect. He's still got the knife. He will not drop it. And we're going to need a 408 on standby. We're going to need outside districts to cover ours. And I've already notified the 300. I'll keep you posted.
Copy. Suspect still has the knife, choosing to put it down.
And actually, 26 John, 797 on that shot fire call.
02
Copy.
seconds. 17,
John 213, the suspect is still refusing to drop the knife.
Copy.
Receiving multiple verbal commands using the REW, and it looks to have a sustained at least one bullet to the midsection. Advise 408. If it's clear, we'll get him in here.
20,
Copy.
17, 17, and 32 seconds.
John 213, when you have time or have a partner, let me know this is going to be closed for a long time.
Copy.
198 court. Spec
3 going 109, stand by.
98 over there.
3 going 109, copy.
419, 4097. Can you have other units and Spec 31 198 over?
5th and Market, copy. Other unit stays at 5th and Market.
Spec 46 and Spec 31 were 98.
46 and 91, 98, copy.
17, 18, and 52 seconds.
Boy 19, I'm trying to clear out 5th Street. 5th and Market is where the specs can stage as well.
5th and Market.
Deploy the 40 millimeter, and he still hasn't dropped the knife.
Copy.
Spec 76, 97. 76, copy.
And 12 seconds.
4 Tom 3 Adam, 98.
4 Tom 3 Adam, copy.
17, 19, and...
Hey, Specs, switch over to D8 and somebody brief me quick. John 213, I have Sheriff's Department here with a taser. This guy still is refusing to drop the knife and is suffering from at least one gunshot wound that we know. I'm going to have Sheriff's Department utilize taser.
17,
Copy.
20, and 02 seconds.
Yeah, boy 19, we're going to need more units. We need crowd control and traffic control.
Boy 109 is requesting more units.
12
Crowd
seconds.
control.
17, 20, and 22 seconds.
Eastbound from 5th.
Tuesday, November
5th and Market.
2000.
5th and Market, Safe Avenue of Approach, 5th and Market.
19, 20, and 30.
We're Tom 202, headquarters. I got TAC units getting ready to roll out there.
Copy. Track unit.
13, we're taking the suspect into custody. Give me that 408 on scene, please, now.
Copy.
17, 20, and 52 seconds.
The 408 is.
Copy, we're bringing it in.
Get in.
And 02 seconds.
Yeah, boy 19, there's a log jam coming from 5th Street. They gotta come probably from 4th.
17, 20.
Come from 4th Street.
And 12 seconds.
911, truck 1 is northbound on 5th, you guys.
2 seconds.
Yeah, 14, we're trying to move all your guys' cars out of the way. 408 is coming down Market Street
And 30
Copy.
seconds.
from 4th to 5th. Alright. John 213 dispatch.
We got 213, go.
17.
Fire's coming 97. I have officers rendering first aid to the suspect. The weapon has been recovered. The officers involved in the OIS are getting their public safety statements read to them, separated, and we're taking their cameras.
We got 213, copy.
22 and 22 seconds.
Headquarters John 213?
Tuesday.
213, go. 213, really quick. Do you have Unicode 8876 at Market and 4th? They had a hysterical driver. We figured the driver witnessed what happened. Can we attend the call? Dispatch, as soon as we can get this scene code 4, we've got about 6 minibuses, as I can see, that are just stuck in traffic here. We're going to have the officers out giving as many statements and talking to as many people as we can. These buses aren't going anywhere. Show engine 1 at 97. Show turn the clear put on now.
23 and 02.
The engine 97. Yeah, boy 1 and 9 units at Market and 4th. Just keep Market and 4th open for the 408. That's going to be their exfil route.
23 and
Spec 31 is spec 4697.
41 and 36, copy.
And down here, it's open.
Tuesday, November 17.
John 12 David.
3 John 12, David, go.
17, 20.
Yeah, I got the 11 David, and we'll be riding with the suspect with medics to the hospital. And give me a case number, please.
3 John 12, David, copy. Your case number is going to be 200-695-388, 695-388, copy.
17, 23 and
Copy.
2 seconds.
20 the command post. Edward 203 to John 213.
17.
You're about to see relevant video footage and learn about other evidence related to this case, so you can have a better understanding of what occurred based upon what we know right now. We are still in the very early stages of an investigation that can take months to complete, and our understanding of the incident may change as additional evidence is collected and reviewed. We do not draw any conclusion as to whether the officers acted consistent with our policies and the law until all the facts are known and the investigation is complete. A word of caution. The images and information you are about to see and hear may be disturbing. When a police officer uses force to arrest a suspect or defend against attack, the images are graphic and may be difficult to watch. In addition, there may be strong language used by those in the video. Viewer discretion is advised, especially for young children and sensitive viewers. We encourage those in need of help to contact the San Francisco Department of Public Health crisis line at 415-970-3800. Again, that's the San Francisco Department of Public Health crisis line, 415-970-3800. The following videos were recorded by the body-worn cameras of the officers involved in the officer-involved shooting. There is a buffering period of approximately 30 seconds, during which time there is no audio with the footage. Buffering is in accordance with department policy. Some footage has been blurred to protect information in accordance with state law. We are now going to play 4 body-worn camera videos. Videos will be played in their original format and also replayed to identify weapons and movements of the officers and suspect. The first video is from the perspective of Officer Number 1, who deploys an ERIW during the course of the incident. is from Officer 2, who is the partner of Officer 1. This officer was the designated lethal cover officer who utilized his department-issued firearm during the course of this incident. Note the use of the term DAC. This term is used to describe the deployment of a less lethal weapon.
Back up, back up, back up. Drop the knife! Shots fired. I need an ambulance. Code 3. He still has his knife. Back up. Do you have any more? No. You're done? All right. Put that over your shoulder. Useless. I don't know if you want to OC him.
Drop the knife! Don't do it! Sir, drop the knife. We want to help you.
No,
Drop the knife. We want to help you, man. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Get back! Sir, drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Louie, get those guys back.
Move this way, push this way. I know that's what I'm thinking here. Hey, straight up.
All right. Hey, OC's being deployed. It's not getting there.
Sir, drop the knife.
Remember, hey.
We need one person to talk to.
One person talk.
I got shield. You got it sealed off. So we can help you.
Back up, give him room.
Hey guys, one person talk now. One person talk to him. I got it. No. We're trying to help you.
Requesting more skills. Five, 8, 6, rock, 5 is the west side of the suspect.
Where's the 4?
Excuse me, hey, did you talk?
Yeah.
Are you in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who shot? I did. You did? Okay. Where's our 408? So, off? Drop the knife! Shots fired. I need an ambulance. Code 3. He still has his knife.
The next video is from Officer 3. Officer 3 responds to the scene and deploys the 40mm less lethal ERIW during the course of the incident.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop it! Get back! Everybody get back! Drop the pen! Drop the knife! 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 Drop the... Get back! Get back! Get back! Move him out of the way! Move him out of the way! Stay there! Stay there! Drop the knife! 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 Don't do it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Don't do it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Still trying to get up in advance on us.
Drop the knife!
He's raising the knife. Trying to raising the knife.
Drop the knife!
Being deployed. ERW is deployed.
Do not shoot. You got
This family was approaching from 5th Street.
Drop the knife! Don't do it!
Avenue of approaches from 5th
Sir, drop the knife. We want to help you. Drop the knife.
We want to help you, man. Drop the knife!
340's deployed, no effect.
Drop the knife.
Drop the knife! Get back!
Deployed, no effect.
Sir, drop the knife.
Drop the knife! Hey! Hey! Get me officers over there! Push those guys back!
Fuck you.
This way. Wait a minute. I'm with you right here.
You need to
Right here.
for us to help you! Drop the knife so we can help you!
Drop the knife.
Drop the knife so we can help you! Drop it so we can help you! We're trying to help you!
Sir,
drop the knife.
John 14 David, we have enough units, guns on. I need people for crowd control.
We got a shield up. So we can help you. Hey, guys, I got a shield.
Slow.
Back up. We got a shield. Hey, guys, one person talk now.
Hey, John 14 David, can we get a few more shields?
We're trying to help you, man. You need to drop the knife.
3912 David requesting more shields.
Drop the knife. Hey, we're trying to help.
Hey, anyone that's available, get cars up here. I want cars up here blocking the east side and the west side of the suspect.
Cars needed to block the east side and the west side of the suspect.
John 213 on scene. We're moving a car up to put it between us. Did you shoot? And the suspect. He still got the knife. He will not.
I shot 40. You ready? 3 times. No effect.
We're going to need a 408 on standby. He's been shot like. We're going to need outside district cover of ours. And I've already notified the 300.
Copy. Suspect still has the knife. You can hold it down.
Drop the knife.
Watch out. Start shifting.
And then John 797 on that.
Hold on. This is ours?
Yeah, this is
John 213, the suspect is still refusing to drop the knife.
Copy.
Receiving multiple verbal commands. He's been hit with TRAW. And
You need to drop the knife so we can help you. There's an ambulance ready to help you.
I got a trauma kit with
Drop the knife.
It's clear, we'll get him in here.
Wait.
Here to help you. You need to drop the knife.
John 213, when you have time, or have a partner, let me know. This has been a long time.
Hold on.
Hey, somebody's other unit stays at Vincent Market.
Stand by.
Drop the knife, buddy. Drop it.
I got 40.
You got a 40?
Yup.
We're heading into the 40. Take him into 40. Right?
Red light. Let's lethal. Drop the weapon.
Drop the knife. You drop the knife. Drop it. Put it in the street. Toss the knife. Toss the knife in the street. Now.
Sammy, cuffs? No, this right here. Cuff it up.
Hey, Toomey.
More time, 3 hours, copy.
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife. Or you're going to get another less lethal round. Drop it now. Hey, what do you guys think about the taser? Who's got a taser? Do we got one? Got a taser. Can you Yeah, it's 1X. 1X around the other side. Hey, guys, taser coming around the other side. Other agency with the taser.
John 213, I have Sheriff's Department.
Hey, I'm gonna do one more to the hand.
With a taser, this guy still is refusing to drop the knife, and they're suffering from at least one gunshot wound that we know.
Blue on blue.
Sheriff's Department.
Sarge, we good to go? Taser! Taser!
Yeah, boy, we're gonna need more units. We need crowd control and traffic control.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it or you'll get it again! Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop it or you're gonna get it again! Drop the knife! Hey guys, one voice!
Hey, you're the talker, okay?
One voice! You're gonna get the taser again! Drop the
Slow it down and check his wound.
Is the medics coming?
Good? Good.
Check him again. Ambulance is coming out. You just gotta chill, alright?
Cheers.
He's got it.
Truck 1 is northbound on 50, you guys.
The guy armed. Check his chest.
Yeah, 14, you were trying to look at that way.
2 in the chest.
You guys got where's in the chest? As well.
Hold on, give me a light over here. Check, hey, someone check his leg.
I got pressure on the belly.
What's on the leg? Check the leg. Check his leg.
Stand by.
I got a tourniquet. I got a tourniquet.
It's not sealing.
Hey, inside the right knee. Inside the right knee.
Check that femoral.
Cut the pants.
Shears.
Who's got shears?
I do.
Fire's coming 97.
Give him space.
I'm going with this.
Go. Here you go.
Read to them, separated, and we're taking the cameras.
213, copy.
There you go. It might be good on right now.
Let me see.
You got an extra little?
Yeah, I got one. I got another one.
Another one?
Hey, stay with us.
What about his left hand?
I got it.
I got your shears, all right, bro?
Yeah, you got it. Got it.
Code 4.
Tight.
We've got about
Good.
50 buses I can see traffic here. We're going to have to get this money statement and talk to
Tourniquet on right leg.
Stop.
Start going into it.
Calm down, dude. Stay down.
Oh, it's fine. Tourniquet.
We already got,
We got one there.
we got one already. It's okay. No, we get. I'll just hold this on here. Fire's gonna get another one.
Let me see his arm.
Their go route.
Tourniquet. Sucking.
There's this down here that's open.
I got 1, 2.
GSW. This is something here.
I got 3. I got 2 right here.
Keep breathing.
Hey, dude, chill out.
Yes, he does. Okay. He's got a tourniquet on his right leg. He's got it up there.
Just not put on the This is not really sealed on the abdomen. Right here on the left arm.
This is that good. He's got one in the middle and one in the lower belly. He's also got a tourniquet on his left arm. He's got one in his bicep.
Check the back. We're gonna get a
Have him check the back. Hey, let's roll him over and check the back real quick.
You want to go towards you?
Towards me. It's easier.
What's the train? The grand husband.
6.
Yeah. Where's Matt?
Phone number is
He's not going anywhere. Get him on that flat, put him on the dirt, get him the hell out. Puck's coming off. Hey, Louie. Ride with him, man. All right. Cuffs off.
Market 5th is open for Dana.
Keep breathing.
Copy.
John 213 to any unit intersection of 4th and 5th.
Hey, somebody sees
Let's
this.
expand this crime scene out. I
think it's
want
evidence.
the tape all the way to those intersections and
Got that?
start discerning who is maybe a witness and who isn't, and I'm going to move it if they're not.
Hey, I am. Hey. Sorry, it's all right there.
Number 203 to John 213.
Copy.
3835 Mark.
Drop the pan. Drop your knife.
Drop the knife.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
final footage is from Officer 4. This officer responds to the scene and is the designated lethal cover officer for Officer 3. Officer 4 discharges his firearm during the course of the incident.
Code 33, we have one at gunpoint, 85 Market Street. Shots fired, suspect's down. Stay down, stay down! Stay on the ground! Stay on the ground! Stay on the ground!
Drop the knife!
Stay on the ground! Drop the knife! Get back! Everybody get back! Start rolling me a 408 code 3, 835 Market Street.
Drop the pen! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Suspect still has a knife. Shots have been fired. Giving commands non-compliant.
Drop the
Drop the knife!
Get back!
Everybody get back!
Get back!
Hey, move them out of the way! Move them out of the way! Stay down! Stay down!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Don't do it!
Shut down Market Street between 5th and 4th.
Don't do it! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Everybody back up! 40 him! Everybody take some steps back. Back up a little bit. Drop the knife!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get back! Drop the knife!
Hey, do not shoot. You got friendlies behind you.
Drop the knife! Don't do it!
Sir, drop the knife. We want to help you. Drop the knife.
We want to help you, man. Drop the knife! 340 deployed, no effect.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Get back!
Deployed, no effect.
Sir, drop the knife.
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife, sir.
You gotta drop the knife! Please drop the knife! Hey, give me officers over there, put those guys back!
Move this way. Move this way. Shift this way. Berman, I want you right here. Berman, you're right here.
Drop the knife so we can help you! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it so we can help you! We're trying to help you!
Sir, drop the knife.
Drop the knife! We're trying to help you, man. You need to drop the knife!
3-9-10, they're requesting more skills.
Drop the knife, dude! We're trying to help you!
Cars needed to block the east side and the west side of the suspect.
Gone 213, I'm on scene. We're moving a car up to put it between us.
Yep.
He still got the knife. He will not drop it. And, we're going to need a 408 on standby. We're going to need outside districts to cover ours. And I've already notified the 300
Watch out, watch out.
I'm actually 26 John, 797 on that shop call.
Copy.
You still got the knife, okay?
Two more.
John 213, the suspect is still refusing to drop the knife.
Copy.
Receiving multiple verbal commands. He's been hit with PRAW and looks to have sustained at least one bullet to the midsection. Advise 408. As soon as it's clear, we'll get him in here.
Copy.
John 213, when you have time or have a partner, let Muni know this is going to be closed for a long time.
Copy.
Respectful.
3-1 stand by.
Get over there.
3-1 copy.
Respect 46 and respect 31, we're 98 over.
Vision market, copy. 7 units, stays at Vision market.
We're letting one run?
What?
He's letting that
We want to help, but you have to drop the knife. We can come and secure you, but you need to drop the knife.
Yeah, it's gonna be less lethal.
Yeah.
Why aren't you
Make sure he
dropping
calls
the
it out.
knife?
I don't want anybody.
Red light. We are going to take out the knife with the PRW.
Red light! Drop the knife!
Let's leave off!
Hold on.
Respect 46 and respect 31, we're 98.
46 and 91, 98, copy.
Okay, you got the 40.
419, I'm trying to clear out 5th Street. 5th and Market with a section stage as well. He would just pour the 40 millimeter, and he still hasn't dropped the knife.
Copy.
Cross the knife in the street.
Section 197. 4 Tom 3 Adam, 98.
4 times 3 Adam, copy.
Expect, switch over to B8, somebody brief me quick.
Hey guys, taser, come around the other side. Other agency with the taser.
Nope.
John 213, I have Sheriff's Department.
That's
here.
not.
Yeah.
He's on the hand with 40.
The guy still is refusing to drop the knife and is suffering from at least one gunshot wound that we know. Have Sheriff's Department utilize taser.
Copy.
Taser!
Watch the taser's coming on the side.
4 units, we need crowd control and traffic control.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Crowd control. Eastbound from Fifth.
Drop the knife!
5th and Market.
Drop it!
It's in market, so you have to have a program in the market.
What's up to headquarters? I got TAC units getting ready to roll out there.
Copy, copy.
Hey, we're taking the suspect into custody. Give me that 408 on scene, please, now. Bring the 408 in.
Copy, we're bringing it in.
Render aid. Is the medics coming?
Yeah, boy 19, there's a log jam coming from 5th Street. They gotta come probably from 4th.
Come from 4th Street.
David, truck 1 is northbound on 5th, you guys.
Did anybody ask you any of the public safety questions?
Yeah, fortunately, we're trying to move all your guys' cars out of the way.
Is there anybody else? I don't. I think either Toomey or the recruit shop. I think it was Toomey. So just you.
408 is coming down Market Street.
Copy.
202, headquarters, I got TAC units getting ready to roll out there.
2 cell phone videos. This cell phone video was taken by a witness to the incident. The video is taken from the west of the incident looking east. The video will be shown in the manner in which it was received.
Tase him. Everyone get back! Back up! Back up! Just fucking tase him. Back up! Tase you. Fucking tase him. Why y'all got tasing?
Why aren't they tasing him?
Drop this shit, dude. Drop it. Drop it. Throw the knife, dude.
Any back shots?
Hey, get out of the street! Out of the street! Back! Everybody back! Everybody back! It's not safe! Back!
Go, back up! Back up! No! Let's go! Back up! Back up, sir! Back up!
Let's go!
This cell phone video was taken by a witness to the incident. The video is taken from east of the incident looking west. The video will be played in the manner in which it was received and then highlighted and rotated 90 degrees to provide an upright view of the incident.
Right on.
Hey, they're in your last stretch,
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Right on. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
We will now show 6 photographs taken by the Crime Scene Investigations Unit during and after scene processing. This is a photograph of Mr. Estrada's knife taken at the scene. This is a second photograph of the knife. This photograph was taken by CSI at their unit. This is a photograph of the frying pan as it was located at the scene. This is a second photograph taken by CSI at their unit. This is Mr. Estrada's screwdriver as it was located at the scene. And this is our final photograph, again taken by CSI at their unit. Our presentation is now concluded.
Thank you, Commander O'Sullivan. And now we will open the phone lines for public comments, and we will, as I said earlier, take questions. And please note that I will not, or myself or Commander O'Sullivan, will not be able to answer any questions regarding conclusions or the final outcomes of this investigation, as this investigation is just at its beginning stages.
Good afternoon. The public comment portion of this town hall meeting will now begin. Each public comment caller will have up to 2 minutes to speak. If you wish to join the queue for public comment, please listen to the following instructions. Those who wish to provide public comment should call 415-655-0001. Again, the phone number for public comment is 415-655-0001. To provide public comment in English, please enter access code 146-158-1628. Again, the access code for English will be 146-158-1628. Please note, you must press *3 to raise your hand to offer public comment. Language interpretation services are available for public comment in both Spanish and Cantonese. For Spanish interpretation, please enter access code 146-634-6455. Again, for Spanish interpretation, please enter access code 146-634-6455. This number will also appear on the screen. Remember, you must press *3 to raise your hand to speak. Will the interpreters on the lines please relay this message to any callers that may be on the Spanish interpretation line? For Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. Again, for Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. This number will also appear on the screen. Remember, you must press *3 in order to raise your hand to speak. Will the interpreters on the line please relay this message to any callers that may be on the Cantonese interpretation line? As a reminder to all callers, there is a 30-second broadcast delay. If you are calling in for public comment, please mute or lower the volume on the device in which you are watching the broadcast to ensure that your public comment can be heard clearly. You will be able to hear the broadcast from calling into the phone line. If you have a question that you would like answered, please state your question clearly in your allotted 2 minutes for public comment. Chief Scott will address questions that he is able to. Once again, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to get in the queue for public comment. At this time, I will ask the moderators to please allow the first caller in the queue to speak. Again, the phone number for public comment is 415-655-0001. 415-655-0001. For English, please enter access code 146-158-1628 and press star 3 to raise your hand to offer public comment. Those who wish to provide public comment should call 415-655-0001. To provide public comment in English, please enter access code 146-158-1628. Please note, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to offer public comment. Language interpretation services are also available for tonight's public comment in both Spanish and Cantonese. For Spanish interpretation, please enter access code 146-634-6455. This number is also on the screen. Remember, you must press star 3 to raise your hand to speak. For Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. This number is also on the screen. Please remember, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to speak. At this time, I will ask the moderators to please allow the first caller in the queue to speak.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Your 2 minutes begins now.
Hi, sorry if I missed this, but I was wondering what the status of the man who was shot is.
Yes. Thank you for that call. He remains in the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Those who wish to provide public comment should call 415-655-0001. To provide public comment in English, please enter access code 146-158-1628. Please note, you must press star 3 to raise your hand to offer public comment. For interpretation in Spanish, please enter access code 146 634-6455. Remember, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to speak for public comment. For Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. Remember, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand for public comment. Will the interpreters on the line please relay this message to any callers that may be on the Cantonese interpretation line? Once again, if you wish to offer public comment this evening, please call 415-655-0001. To provide public comment in English, please enter access code 146-158-1628. Remember, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to offer public comment. Language interpretation services are also available for public comment in both Spanish and Cantonese. For Spanish interpretation, please enter access code 146-634-6455. Remember, you must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to speak. For Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. You must press star 3 in order to raise your hand to speak. At this time, I will ask the moderators to please allow the next caller in the queue to speak.
Can you please repeat your question, caller? Caller, can you please repeat your question?
Yes, two questions. One, what were the total number of officers who fired and how many lethal shots? De-escalation.
At one point, there were multiple officers shouting, and one of the officers suggested that one person at a time speak. So I wasn't sure if that was that officer's initiative or part of a department policy. Thank you.
Thank you, caller, for your question. And I heard your question. You asked how many officers fired lethal and how many officers fired less lethal. And the answer is 2 officers fired lethal and 2 officers fired less lethal. To your latter question, on the video where you heard an officer repeatedly say one person speak to him, that is a part of our coordination as the way our officers are trained. And as you heard on the video, the officers were trying to communicate with Mr. Estrada, and they were trying to, as much as they could do that, make sure that only one person was speaking. So that is a part of training, and it was heard on the video repeated several times. So I hope that answers your question. If it didn't, please ask it again. Thank you, caller.
Hello. I'd like to ask a question directly to Chief Scott. It's regarding trauma-induced incidents. I remember hearing Chief Scott speak about how officers are trained with trauma-induced incidents when someone's under the influence of either a psychotic break or a threat to themselves or someone else. In watching the incident, I know it seemed to build this man up as swearing at the officers and refusing to put down his weapons. What I saw was a person in severe pain, crying with each wound, and the actual communication with lethal weapons. There wasn't an attempt to seem to use trauma-induced training. And obviously, if communication is said to be over 90% nonverbal, the person didn't receive the message that was being sent when only lethal force was being used. Very, very confusing. I saw a whimpering person crying in pain with every blow of non-lethal weapons and lethal weapons. So what is trauma-induced interaction and de-escalation? Thank you.
Thank you, caller, for your question. As in any investigation, we will look at this investigation from top to bottom. We will look at and examine the communication, the tactics, as it compares to our training and policies. And in those areas where we find that we might need improvement, we will work to improve. So I know that doesn't answer your question directly about trauma-induced. I'm not able to go into much of the details or investigative findings as to whether or not that was appropriate for this particular case, because I have not seen all the statements. We have not had an opportunity to even have access to Mr. Estrada, and even when we do have an opportunity, it's up to Mr. Estrada whether or not he will provide any insight in terms of, the trauma question. But to your question, we are and we always will strive to look at these incidents to try to learn from them and be better for the next one and hopefully prevent the next one from happening.
Thank you. Will the moderators please allow the next member into the public comment?
Hi, my name is Lawrence. I'm with District 9, or I live in District 9. The similarities between this incident and the incident with Cesar Vargas recently are shockingly similar. We have an individual in crisis with a knife who is approached by extreme violence from the SFPD. So my question is, what specific steps will the SFPD take to ensure that this doesn't happen again?
Thank you, caller, for your question. Again, similar to the last caller's question, we have to look at this and we have to analyze every aspect of this investigation. If we find that there are gaps in either training or gaps in equipment or gaps in how we deal with people in crisis, that's when we go to work and try to identify how to address those gaps. I do not disagree with you about the similarities of this incident and the last one. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 incidents. However, each one of those incidents, they have their own particular nuances, and we always look at these to get better. I can say that our advancement in our crisis intervention training over the last several years has really paid off in dividends. When you look at the aggregate number of incidents in which we actually use force for people in crisis is very, very low. However, with that said, I don't disagree that we always are striving to get better to prevent these incidents from happening, and we will do that on this incident. When it's all said and done, we'll analyze, we'll have every aspect of our training division and our investigators analyze this case, as well as the Department of Police Accountability and others who will have an opportunity to weigh in and give us input and feedback. So that is the process, and as we have seen for the last several years, we believe that our processes have made us better and we will continue to try to get better to prevent these type of incidents from happening.
Hi, I'm a District 7 resident. You said that only one officer is supposed to speak as a part of your de-escalation training. We heard multiple officers shouting commands at the victim who was sobbing and weeping hysterically. That was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. And if you're telling us that you were correctly implementing your de-escalation training, then your department is clearly a death squad that terrorizes people with mental illness and others. I can't believe someone could watch someone weeping on the ground like that and justify screaming and shooting at them, especially someone who is supposed to be trained to deal with such a situation. I agree with the previous caller who said that this is very similar to the Cesar Vargas incident, which was only last month. This is horrifying and extremely disturbing. That's all I have to say.
Hello. I live near the area where this happened, and I guess had questions about how this occurred and what is being done after the fact to support the person who was shot by police multiple times, in addition to being tased and shot with the beanbags and the foam batons. Does this person remain in restraint? I know you mentioned charges. So, if they're in the hospital with life-threatening injuries, do they remain in restraint? Are they being given any care? And what is the follow-up plan for caring for this person? Thank you.
Thank you, caller, for your call. The person is still hospitalized, and it's really up to the hospital staff to determine what's appropriate for their patients. And I can't speak, I'm not a part of this staff. I can't speak to what is appropriate because I'm not there. But I will say typically hospital staffs here in our city do not restrain patients unless there is a need to do that. And typically that is not what they do. So like I said, I can't speak to whether or not that is the case or not. What I can tell you is typically they don't. In terms of, you asked about charges, there are charges that have been filed on the arson that was mentioned in Commander O'Sullivan's presentation. The other charges are still being evaluated by the District Attorney's Office.
For those who wish to provide public comment this evening, please call 415-655-0001. To provide public comment in English, please enter access code 146-158-1628. Please note, you must press *3 in order to raise your hand to offer public comment. Language interpretation services are also available for public comment in both Spanish and Cantonese. For Spanish interpretation, please enter access code 146-634-6455. This number is also on your screen. Please remember, you must press *3 in order to raise your hand to speak. Will the interpreters on the line please relay this message to any callers that may be on the Spanish interpretation line? For Cantonese interpretation, please enter access code 146-209-8585. Remember, you must press *3 to raise your hand to speak. Will the interpreters on the line please relay this message to any callers that may be on the Cantonese interpretation line? At this time, I will ask the moderators to please allow the next caller in the queue to speak.
Hello, my name is Jason. I'm with District 10. I've lived in San Francisco for over 20 years, and I am losing count of how many times I've been on public comment about San Francisco police officers either fatally shooting someone or in a way creating life-sustaining putting them in the hospital. And I'm just at a loss for how you're supposed to train this out of SFPD at this moment. It just keeps happening and happening and happening. And I have no question other than disappointment that this is the city and this is the police force here, and it just keeps happening. And I just want to know, like, when will it actually end? Instead of just reviewing and reviewing and reviewing, when will it actually end? We don't need more reviews to know that what's happening is wrong. That's it.
Thank you, caller.
Hi, I work in a local hospital here, and I was wondering if the city is doing anything to help with mental health problems and drug use. As far as I'm aware, any assaults that happen when a person voluntarily takes drugs or alcohol, they can be charged for that. However, several staff have been repeatedly assaulted and nothing's happening.
Thank you, caller. That is a very challenging issue for our city. There are arrests and enforcement done for possession of controlled substances, as well as, and particularly for sales of controlled substances. But it's a very pervasive problem. And definitely, we hear you. We're working as hard as we can, working with the other city agencies and collaborating with the other city agencies to address this problem in a more effective manner. But it is a challenge for our city, so I will just continue to work on it, is what I can tell you at this point. But we are working with our public health officials. We're working with our district attorney's office as far as the criminal justice system is concerned. We're working with our sheriff's office, and and we're working with our community-based organizations. And we have been working very hard to come up with better solutions. So we definitely understand your frustration. We'll continue to work on it, but I will freely admit and agree that it's a problem for our city.
Good evening. First, I just wanted to commend your officers on how you guys have dealt with this case and the Cesar Vargas case. I know that it's not an easy task. With this video and the footage that was shown, I think that you guys did a great job up until about the discharge from officer number 4 who discharged his firearm. I thought that might have been a little excessive. I don't understand how, with all this police reform legislation coming into play, how any of a civilian would be able to deal with this who's responding to a case like this. And so I don't know if you can speak to that. And also, why don't your officers have tasers? That's all that I have.
Thank you, caller. We are constantly working per our mayor's direction, per really the will of the people in San Francisco, working for better solutions. And speaking specifically on your question about how civilian individuals would deal with that type of situation, what we see at this point, there are cases where there is not violence at hand, there's not a weapon scene, where people are in mental crisis and they cause, calls for service to be called. And we are really working hard with our other city partners, our fire department, our public health officials, on finding ways to have those calls addressed absent a police response. And that's a work in progress, and there is a crisis response team that you've probably heard about that will be rolled out here shortly. But that's going to be an evolution, and it's going to take time to build that program up. We have looked at models across the country, other models in other states and other cities where that type of solution has been effective for them. But then there comes a point where there is violence, where there is criminal activity or weapon scene, and either people's health or safety is in jeopardy, or somebody's actual life is in jeopardy. And on those calls, we do believe that a police response is appropriate for that. We are trained for that. I mentioned earlier to one of the other callers about our crisis intervention training and all the de-escalation training and other things that we're trying to do to get better at that. And I think the data really bears out that we are better at that than we were in years past. So that's an evolution that will continue. And I think there is work to be had to create a model where we, the police department, aren't responding to calls where we're not needed, calls where there's not violence, where there's not a threat to anybody's safety, where there's not criminal activity, but a person is in mental crisis. As it stands right now, we get those calls as well and we respond. So we do think there's room to work there with our other partners and our community-based partners. But crimes that have violence and weapons and the like, those calls I think are appropriately handled by police departments, and we are definitely working as hard as we can to be as good as we can to handle those calls without bad outcomes.
Hello, District 9 residents. I'd just like to echo the previous caller's statements showing their disappointment with the SFPD. It's my belief that this crisis could have been handled differently and de-escalated. The SFPD does not make me or my community feel safe, and doing the same thing over and over again, in this case, yelling the same thing repeatedly at a man in crisis and expecting different results seems like a flawed response. My question is, this incident occurred on busy Market Street. I would like to know what precautions to protect innocent bystanders were taken by the police before they discharged their weapons, potentially harming other individuals. Was it just luck that no one else was harmed?
Thank you, caller, for your question. Without dissecting and going into the statements of the officers, what I will say on that is look at our videos that have been now posted or will be posted online as soon as this town hall is over. And I think you will be able to see some of the commands that were given to try to protect the bystanders that were standing around. Again, we're a week into this investigation. It's premature for me to make an assessment as to everything that happened at investigation. As Commander O'Sullivan said, there are over 85 videos. There are statements that we have to do. There were hundreds of people. But I think if you look at the videos at this point, you will be able to see what the officers were doing in terms of trying to keep the crowd safe.
Hello, I'm a resident of District 11. I would just like to reiterate all but that one call that have really expressed the overarching disappointment and genuine seething anger that we all in this city have after having to watch you abuse people in these town halls once a month. I cannot believe that we are in the middle of a civil rights uprising asking for police to be less brutal, and twice in the span of essentially a month, the San Francisco Police Department, touted as the liberal bastion of all policing departments, has shot people twice in a month, twice in a month. I can't believe you were all paid as much as you are to do what you do. My genuine question is simply this. Do you legitimately think that people deserve to die at the hands of the police? Let me repeat. Do you genuinely think that people deserve to die at the hands of the police?
Thank you, caller, for your question. Our ultimate objective is to protect the sanctity of life. That is our ultimate objective.
I'm appalled and disgusted and moved to tears and nausea. I can't believe I live in the quote-unquote liberal bastion of San Francisco where people are tortured in the streets. He was lying on the ground, and you all shot him numerous more times. How is this okay? He's a human being. What makes you all any fucking better? Abolish the police. You all are a public safety hazard. You kill people. I don't know how you lasted this long. You will be abolished. We will get rid of you.
Hi, I live in District 9, and I want to say a person remains in the hospital in critical condition with life-threatening injuries because the police responded to a crisis event and escalated the trauma. This is a failure of the police and a failure of our city. And why are we choosing this over actually helping people? Like, why are we choosing all responding to people with guns and threatening to kill them instead of just actually simply helping people? This is sick. You're never going to help a person in crisis by responding with an armed militia. You never are. It's just inhumane. Police and sheriffs shot a human being multiple times while he was laying on the ground based off the idea that he did not follow a command. I saw one person just crying in pain while the police pointed their guns at him and threatened his life. I agree with the majority of the previous callers that this is tragically similar to the police shooting and killing Cesar Vargas last month, who was also a person in crisis. And I'm just sick of these reviews and bureaucratic approaches to justifying violence. SFPD killed someone last month, and SFPD is going to continue being a violent force in our city until we abolish all of the police. So defund SFPD, defund the sheriffs, defund the BART cops, get rid of all the cops, and fund the community services that we need that can actually help people, help our neighbors. And you say you'll work to, quote, be better for the next one, quote. So yeah, I have an idea as to how you can make sure this doesn't happen again. And it's the only way it's gonna work, because these videos and this event was just failed reforms over and over again, failing people, and by failing them, like killing them and putting them in the hospital. So be better for the next one. Quit your job, and we can abolish the police. And my question is, how do you expect to de-escalate trauma with a gun?
Thank you, caller. Okay, there are no more callers in the queue. I would like to thank all of our callers who called in today and asked questions today. Again, our videos from this evening's town hall are posted on our website at sanfranciscopolice.org, and we welcome your feedback. so we can always look to improve. Thank you very much for attending this afternoon's town hall.